What's up, everybody? Cigar Shopper Laird Mayhew back with another cigar review. Today I've got the Last Call by AJ Fernandez. Stay tuned.
I can smoke stogies in my house, first of all, because her father introduced me to stogies, and second of all, because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
All right. Welcome back to another review here at Cigar Sherpa. I am, of course, your host, Laird Mayhew, and if this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. Leave us a like, leave us a review, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let us know what you think about it. If it's not your first time here, as always, welcome back. All right, so anybody out there that watches my videos or has checked out a few of them probably heard me mention this cigar. This right here is one of my favorite cigars. Okay, again, I don't typically like to do reviews on cigars that or that are my go-to favorite cigars because it's automatically going to be biased. Okay, but again, I don't get paid for this. I'm not doing blind tastings. I'm a working guy. I go in the humidor. I'm spending my money. So I'm buying cigars that I think I'm gonna like, or cigars that I like, and that's I'm talking to you about. So I wanted to go ahead and do a review on this because this is a very underrated cigar in my opinion. First of all, this size here is the Lonsdale. I think it's called a Flaquitas or Falquitas. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not gonna try to Flaquitas. It's just not what I do. So Lonsdale, it's a 46 ring gauge, 6-inch cigar and a torpedo. Okay. It has got, I think this was like $8, but they got other sizes in the $5, $6 range. Okay, so economical. It's got an Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper that is freaking gorgeous. Okay, it's got tight visible seams. Sometimes you catch these things, the seams are damn near invisible. It's just a beautiful, beautiful wrapper. That wrapper, it's got a lot of good flavor to it, and if you've smoked it, and if you haven't, you need to try this one and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's got a Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan fillers, and it has got all the Nicaraguan tobaccos come from AJ Fernandez personal farm. In fact, this is a blend, supposedly, that was AJ and father and family. This was their private blend. This was not even released. This is what they smoked. It was for them, and if you were at the factory tour, you got one, or if it was the end of the night, last quarter of the football game, AJ Fernandez, big American football fan there in Nicaragua. At the last quarter, you would get the, I believe the Rothschild. Okay, it's about a 4.5-inch by 50 ring gauge, small little stout Robusto, as a way of saying, you finish this up and get the hell out of here type of thing. But very good cigar, and in my opinion, okay, when I first smoked this cigar, it was without a band. It was a friend of mine. He said, you think you're so smart, you think you're so this and that, you can pick out, because I'm always like, it tastes very Honduran, or it tastes very Nicaraguan. He said, tell me where this one is from, and I said, Cuban cigar. I just did. It's got that musty earth, it's got that grassy hay barnyard that's typical of Cuban Lajero tobacco. That's just my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a cut and a light and come back and tell you what I think about it. You already know I like it, but I'm going to go step by step. Stay tuned. All right, because it's got that shaggy foot on there, I'm just going to light it right up, okay? And again, if you watch any of my other videos, you'll know I like that because it gives me a chance to experience the wrapper flavor, which is the creme de la creme, the pinnacle of the cigar is the wrapper. Of the wrapper. This has got that Ecuadorian Habano Rosado wrapper. It's got a very spicy, sweet, toasted nut profile. And typically when it's a closed foot, you just go ahead and light it and it'll work its way up onto the main body, and it gives you a chance to experience that wrapper and then see how the flavors shift when the binder, the filler, and the wrapper all start working together. And right off the bat, it's got that musty, earthy, peppery, barnyardy hay flavor that I associate with a Cuban cigar. Again, I thought it was Cuban. It reminds me of a Cuban cigar. Now, I don't smoke cigars and say, I got to find a cigar that reminds me of Cuban cigars because I think Cuban cigars are up here. I do enjoy them. I just happen to think this one was Cuban. So if you never smoked a Cuban cigar, or you are a Cuban fan and you're always trying to find a non-Cuban to taste Cuban, try this one out. I'm sure you're going to be well pleased. So enough on that. The construction on this thing was beautiful. Again, you know, it had the closed foot, had the torpedo end, and I elected to cut it at an angle. Now, I don't always do that, okay? The reason why I do it on this cigar is because it's only a 46 ring gauge, okay? And what that does is it gives you more surface to draw from. It's psychological, I guess, but if it's a bigger ring gauge, I'll typically just cut it straight across. And if I don't have a cutter, I'll just pull the end right off of it. But getting right into this thing, from the light up, earthy, black pepper. It's got a very oily smoke. It's got a slight coffee note to it. That black pepper is strong. It's a medium to full bodied, and again, it's got that grassy hay, musty earth, Cuban-esque flavor profile. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the first third and come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. Getting into that, or we are into the first third of the cigar, and the flavor profile, it only shifts as in it gets sweeter, okay? The black pepper, man, it hangs around the back of your throat. There's a spice to it. It's not a very distinctive cinnamon or nutmeg. It's more of a baking spice that just kind of hangs around. And if you retrohale your cigars, this one's going to hang around and wait and wait and wait. It don't go anywhere. Very strong cigar, okay? It's not the smoothest cigar, I wouldn't say. Like, oh, it's so smooth. It's actually it's just good, okay? It's a good daily cigar. I can start my day off with this, okay? I can smoke it midday. I can smoke it right before I go to bed. It's a perfect balance of flavor and strength, but not like on a big, full strength Maduro, oily, slick type cigar. This is part of my daily arsenal when I score a box of them, and luckily for me, my wife is awesome, and she got me a box of these for Valentine's Day. So I got 25 of them. So I'll smoke one, sometimes two a day. I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday I smoked 3 of them. Long day. Good cigar. So again, it's got a very Cuban-esque, musty, earth, grass, hay flavor. Does that make sense? Are you familiar with Cuban cigars? Whenever I say that grass hay, it's not a bad thing. It's a hay, but it's not like a damp hay. And typically, because Cuban tobacco is typically not aged for a long time. So that, along with the black pepper, and it picks up a sweet black coffee as it develops. And then the smoke it gives like a creamy finish. It's not like a Connecticut creamy cigar. There is a nuttiness to this in that cream finish. So I'm kind of all over the charts because I smoked this so much, it should just come right out. But you know, I'm trying to experience them as they happen. So there's some complexity to this. It's just good. For you guys that are not flavor note guys, you're gonna like this one too because it's got a very, very fine tobacco taste. Not aged. It doesn't taste like, even though it says premium aged tobaccos on the band there, and I'm sure they're premium tobaccos, and I'm sure they're aged. It's just not like, you know, I wouldn't say that these are like 4-year aged tobaccos. Just good fermented, rich, sweet-ish tobacco. Okay, so you take that, you take my flavor notes, and you can see why it is a daily cigar for me. All right, so I'm going to get into the second third and come back and tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the second third of this cigar, and it just gets better. It's got the same flavor notes as before, but now it starts to pick up more of a more nutty, like a roasted nuts, like a roasted almond tone to it. But everything else is there. Okay, that Cuban-esque, musty, grassy hay starts to kind of fade away, and now it starts to get like a rich, more of a, like a, it's still got the earthy tone, but it's more of a rich coffee and cream like nuance flavor. Okay, it's just very good. It goes great with black coffee, and it's 4 o'clock, or actually, let's see, it is 4:20. Oh, 4:20. Well, at least we're smoking. So I'm about 20 minutes into the cigar. I started it right at 4 o'clock, and you know, it's a little late in the afternoon, but it's Saturday. I couldn't help it. I had to get a cup of good coffee with this. But anyway, you know, I just wanted to go over another question that I get from guys a lot, and there's a few of you out there. You know, not a whole lot. We're still a young channel, but I talk to a few of you guys on a regular basis, you know, through the Facebook Messenger app, and they always ask, you know, how to transport their cigars, how they carry them around, how do I do it, what do I recommend. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I carry my cigars around. Okay. So typically I'm smoking about 3, sometimes 5 cigars a day. So I always got about 6 or 7 of them, you know, on me. And what I do is I've got this, let's see here. I got this little travel door case here, and it's got a built-in hydrometer in the lid there, and I keep it right about, I do my best to keep it at 69, no, not quite 70. And it's got a little pack in here, or like a little insert, where I can put my 50-50 mix. Okay, or you can take that out and just use a Boveda pack. Okay, just throw a Boveda pack and you ain't got to worry about that. So when that stops working, I'll go to the Boveda pack. But it's a nice little hard case. It looks nice. I don't even know who makes it. It just says portable cigar, Mac. I don't know. I got it on Amazon. Great. I think I paid like 30-40 bucks for it. Then I got this little thing here that holds my cutlery. Okay, it holds my lighter. You know, I got all my cutters in here, my V-cut, my guillotine, my punch, and all of that fits in to a very feminine man purse. Okay, my wife bought it for me years ago when I had my motorcycle. Okay, she bought it at the Coach outlet, very fine leather. You know, and I never really used it. I used it when I was traveling, you know, it held my passport and all that stuff. But overall, I get ridiculed for it all the time. Oh, nice man purse, what have you. But it all fits great into this thing. And I got my butane in there. Boom. And it goes with me. And I can fit my gun right down inside of there. So there you go. I don't know how you do it. Honestly, if you're just taking some cigars to smoke for the day, you just put them in the console. As long as it's not really, really hot outside, you know, not in the summertime, you can kind of just keep them in your console if you're going to smoke them. So anyway, I'm going to get into the final third of this cigar. I'm going to keep smoking it. Even though I smoke it every day, I always enjoy it. Or not every day, but when I have a box, they make it into my everyday arsenal. I'm going to enjoy my coffee out of my coolest dad mug because, again, according to my daughter Madison, I am the coolest dad, and I think she's right about that. Stay tuned. I'll be back in the final third. All right. Coming into the final third here. We're in the final third. We're coming to the end of the cigar here. And as the caliber, the ring gauge of the cigar, with this shaped cigar being a torpedo, as it starts to get slimmer and slimmer towards the point there, you start picking up more of the wrapper profile. You start getting more of a spice. Okay, it's almost like that's a nutmeggy cinnamon baker spice, along with that sweetness that's there. It almost gives you the sensation, I guess, the flavor sensation of like a toasted sugar, like a brown sugar. Okay, really good. Stays consistent. Excellent cigar from beginning to end. Let's see, I am now just about 40 minutes into a 6-inch cigar. Small ring gauge. It's a fast smoker. It's just good. That's why it's in my...
Here's what I found.
That's the second time that's happened to me today. Siri taking care of me here. She must have thought I was looking for something. Anyway. Again, it's one of those cigars. I tell people all the time. Like I said, it reminds me of a Cuban cigar through the first half of the cigar. And then that musty earth, that musty grassy hay flavor of a Cuban cigar Kind of takes a back seat, and it gets real nutty. It gets real smooth and sweet. It's complex. I mean, there's a lot of different flavors going on there. I think you should try it out for sure. Anyway, I think I might do another cigar review tonight. I'm not sure. I've got a Cohiba Talisman. I got a box of those that I've been wanting to do a review on. Either I'm going to do it tonight, or I might wait till tomorrow morning. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew reminding you to always be polite to everybody that you meet, but always have a backup plan in case you got to shoot them in the face. And I'm out.